Imagine you buy a car, trusting the badge on the hood, only to later discover that the company behind it is quietly falling apart. And no one ever warned you. Sales are slowing down, dealerships are barely surviving, model ranges are getting thinner, and owners are left holding cars that lose value fast. Today, we're counting down 6 car brands that are dangerously close to collapse. Some were dragged down by massive scandals, others by terrible business decisions, and a few were simply crushed by stronger rivals. But here's the most shocking twist of all. The number 1 brand on this list is still selling in huge numbers, even while drowning in crisis. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear is something dealers would rather keep quiet. Let's dive in. We start with a Korean luxury brand that was meant to challenge BMW and Mercedes, but instead became a warning story. Coming in at number 6 is Genesis, the luxury arm of the Hyundai Group, launched to take on the biggest names in premium cars. The concept sounded flawless. Offered German-level luxury, without German-level prices. Sharp design, cutting-edge technology, upscale interiors, all for less money than the competition. On paper, it looked like a winner. But the reality turned out very different. Luxury buyers don't shop for discounts. They buy status, image, and prestige. And that's exactly where Genesis struggled. To many buyers, it still feels like a Hyundai wearing a luxury badge. Yes, the sales numbers seem decent at first glance, with almost 75,000 units sold last year in the United States. But that's tiny compared to BMW's 371,000 units, Lexus's 346,000 units, or Mercedes's 324,000 units. A fancy logo or a new grille isn't enough to win over true luxury customers. Genesis still lacks strong brand recognition and a clear identity, both critical in the premium market. The ownership experience also failed to meet expectations. Many Genesis models were sold at regular Hyundai dealerships, which didn't deliver the high-end treatment luxury buyers expect. Then came the reliability problems. In 2022, several Genesis models were recalled due to fuel pump failures that caused sudden stalling. Last year, electric models like the G80 and GV60 were recalled for power loss issues. Incidents like these destroy trust quickly. Tariffs added more pressure, since many models depend on imported parts, pushing prices higher. The brand's electric future isn't looking strong either. The GV60 is already losing momentum. The electric G80 has been dropped from the lineup, and reports suggest the G70 and electric GV70 could be next. If this continues, Genesis could slowly disappear, leaving owners with cars that crash in value. So if you're thinking about buying a Genesis today, it's worth pausing and thinking carefully. If that sounds bad, the next brand proves how one rebrand can wipe out decades of reputation overnight. At number 5 is Jaguar. There was a time when owning a Jaguar meant more than owning a car. It was a symbol of class and prestige. Jaguar stood for British elegance, stylish sedans, and powerful sports cars. Today, that image is almost unrecognizable. Jaguar is now just a shadow of its former self. The F-Pace SUV is the only model left in many markets after the brand discontinued the XC, XF, F-Type, I-Pace, and E-Pace in 2024, including in the US. Jaguar gambled everything on a bold move to go fully electric, creating a massive gap in its lineup. The new EVs won't arrive until 2026, leaving dealers with almost nothing to sell. Sales have been falling for years, and recent numbers are so low they barely register. The rebrand made things worse. The iconic Leaping Cat logo was replaced with a design many called bland and corporate. Their controversial rebrand advertisement erased decades of heritage in one move. The backlash was intense, and the CEO stepped down just months later. Dealerships are closing, and Jaguar Land Rover is being carried almost entirely by Land Rover's strong sales. Reliability hasn't helped either. Repair Pal rates Jaguar at 5 out of 5 stars, ranking at 29th out of 32 brands. Confidence is gone, and resale values are collapsing. Unless the upcoming EVs deliver something extraordinary, Jaguar could fade away completely. Jaguar didn't fail because it was old-fashioned. It failed because it abandoned what made it special. If you're thinking about buying one, new or used, think very carefully. Next up is a brand that was a Japanese icon in the 2000s. At number 4 is Mitsubishi. This was once a name that dominated rally stages and city streets alike. Models like the Lancer Evolution and Montero defined performance and toughness. Mitsubishi stood for affordable speed, off-road strength, and long-term reliability. Today, it's barely hanging on. In 2002, Mitsubishi sold nearly 345,000 vehicles in the United States. Fast forward 20 years, and that number dropped to just 86,000 units. In 2025, things got even worse. New U.S. tariffs stopped deliveries and left thousands of cars stuck at ports, forcing Mitsubishi to raise prices. That's a major hit for a brand built around budget buyers. The current lineup looks nothing like the past. What's left is a small range of SUVs and crossovers that feel outdated, while competitors outperform them in every category. While Mitsubishi has a reputation for reliability, ownership hasn't been smooth. Many drivers report CVT transmission failures, suspension issues, engine stalling, and electrical problems. And the troubles go deeper. In 2000, Mitsubishi was caught hiding serious mechanical defects, destroying public trust. In 2016, the company was exposed for falsifying fuel economy data on over 625,000 vehicles. The fallout included resignations, police investigations, lawsuits, and a market value cut in half. The damage was so severe that Nissan had to buy a controlling stake to keep Mitsubishi alive. Today, the brand has no clear direction. The name still carries history, but the cars no longer match it. Depreciation is brutal. If you're considering a Mitsubishi now, think long and hard. At number 3 is a brand once known as driver's luxury. And no, it's not BMW. This spot belongs to Infiniti. At its peak, Infiniti was Nissan's answer to Lexus and a serious contender in luxury performance. Buyers loved its balance of sporty driving and Japanese dependability. Cars like the G35 FX Series and QX80 defined an era. Infiniti wasn't just cheaper luxury. It had personality and loyal fans. Today, that image is fading fast. In 2017, Infiniti sold 153,000 vehicles in the U.S. By 2024, sales dropped to just 58,000 units, down another 10% from the year before. As sales fell, Infiniti closed standalone dealerships and moved into Nissan showrooms. Models disappeared one by one. The QX50 and QX55 ended production in 2025, and the Q50 sedan is already gone. What's left is just two SUVs, the QX60 and QX80. The decline began when Infiniti walked away from its performance roots and chased generic luxury trends. Reliability hasn't saved it either. Older models suffered from CVT problems, and tens of thousands of vehicles were recalled for engine failures, power loss, airbag defects, and brake issues. Buyer confidence collapsed, and resale values followed. Infiniti hopes future models and EVs will turn things around. But for now, owners are left with cars losing value and a shrinking dealer network. If you're buying for the long term, Infiniti is a risky choice. If you think only foreign brands struggle, think again. At number 2 is Chrysler, once a cornerstone of American automotive history. Chrysler gave the world the first production Hemi V8 and invented the minivan. For decades, it stood for innovation, comfort, and family-friendly value. In 2005, Chrysler sold over 640,000 vehicles in the U.S. By 2024, that figure fell below 125,000 units, an 80% collapse. And 2025 looks even worse. While rivals moved forward, Chrysler relied on aging models. The Chrysler 300 was discontinued in 2023, ending an iconic chapter. The Voyager became mostly a fleet vehicle, and the Pacifica, the brand's last major product, is losing ground. Competitors offer better technology, reliability, and resale value. Pacifica sales dropped 11% in 2024. The canceled Airflow EV crushed hopes of a comeback. Former Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares warned that some brands could disappear by 2026, and Chrysler may be one of them. Owners face falling values, limited service, and uncertain parts support. Buying a Chrysler today carries real risk. Finally, at number 1, the most shocking name on this list, Nissan. For decades, Nissan stood for innovation, strength, and reliability. Icons like the GTR, Armada, Ultima, and Frontier defined generations. In 2024, Nissan sold over 865,000 vehicles in the U.S. That looks strong, but behind the scenes, the company is struggling. The Maxima was discontinued in 2023, and the Ultima is heading the same way. Globally, Nissan reported a $4.5 billion loss, with profits down 90%. Sales dropped from 5.8 million units in 2017 to 3 million units in 2024. Nearly 20,000 employees were laid off, factories shut down, and EV projects like the Aria were canceled. Nissan's troubles trace back to 2018, when CEO Carlos Ghosn was arrested for financial misconduct. Scandals, failed mergers, and broken trust followed. Internal sources say Nissan has just 12 to 14 months to secure a major investor. Buying a Nissan today could be a long-term gamble. If you're considering any of these brands, step back and think ahead. A car shouldn't become a financial trap. Let me know in the comments which brand shocked you the most, or share your own experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.